So here we go again. Do you know, I uploaded a video the other day, guys. It was entitled Gennady Golovkin is the most feared fighter ever. And I think I mentioned towards the end of that video, I gave you guys a list of names of guys that openly ducked Gennady Golovkin or who are openly ducking Gennady Golovkin right now. Do you know what, guys? You can add Eubank Jr to that list. I made another video and I was talking about how Eubank Jr would have a very good chance against Golovkin because he has the skills and he has the style to give him problems. But clearly, I'm a lot more confident in Eubank Jr. than Eubank Jr. is in himself because, according to what I've heard, according to rumours, the fight's not happening now because Eubank Jr. apparently has priced himself out. You remember the post-fight press conference for the Tom Duran fight where Eubank Sr. was saying, "Oh, if the fight doesn't happen, don't blame us, blame Sky." When I heard that, I knew what was going to happen. I knew the fight wasn't going to happen as soon as I heard that come out of Chris Eubank Sr.'s mouth. You know, Chris Eubank Sr. needs to just shut his fucking mouth and stop speaking for his son. Let his son be his own man. And Chris Eubank Jr. he did all that shit talking, all that trash talking about how Golovkin should be afraid of him and Golovkin needs to watch and just trying to act as if he's a scary dude and as if he's the boogeyman of the division and he's the guy to beat Gennady Golovkin. Eubank Jr. you're a coward, an absolute bitch. You can add him to the list of 160-pound bitches. The GGG duck list. It's fucking insane. You can put him in the same category as Billy Joe Saunders, in the same category as Peter Quillin, in the same category as Danny Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez, Felix Sturm, Sebastian Sylvester. You can put him on a list with all those guys, every single one of them. Bunch of duckers, bunch of cowards. And the funny thing is that some of those guys are actually fighters that I like. Felix Sturm is one of my favourite fighters. You guys know that. But I'll admit, when it comes to Gennady Golovkin, he turns tough guys, warriors, he turns these guys into chicken shits. It is so funny, man. I mean, Felix Sturm is a tough, brave, a guy that would take on anyone, and he's scared of Gennady Golovkin. And Chris Eubank Jr. is a tough, confident young guy with a good chin and a lot of talent. He took on Billy Joe Saunders with only a handful of fights and had never even had a 12-rounder before. He had the confidence to do that, but he don't have the confidence to step in the ring with Triple G. Triple G is a nightmare for these guys. He truly is the boogeyman. All of you idiots out there that are claiming that this guy isn't ducked and that people really do want to fight him and then it's just a narrative and a myth. You guys need to just admit the truth, okay? This guy is the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight this guy. It's a real shame for Triple G because we have a truly great fighter right now, and he's not allowed to prove how great he is because of all these fucking bitches in the division. Eubank Jr., you're an absolute bitch. Just fucking retire, okay? You're a privileged little rich kid. You don't belong in boxing. You've got no heart. Well, I'm contradicting myself now. I'm not. Obviously, the guy's brave. The guy is a fighter. But when it comes to Triple G, he's a bitch. Triple G, he turns these guys into chicken shits. That's what he does. Because the guy's just. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way he fights. Maybe it's the reputation. Something about Triple G strikes the kind of fear into the heart of these fighters, just like Mike Tyson used to. He used to terrify these guys into submission, and that's what's going on now. The only champion at middleweight that showed any courage, any kind of heart and belief when it came to Triple G was David Lemieux. David Lemieux won his title, and straight away he called out Triple G and he fought him. He wasn't scared. He didn't duck. He wasn't afraid of Triple G. He got in the ring and he fought him and got his ass whooped, and because of that he gets labelled a bum. But at the end of the day, he's no bum. He's a tough guy. He's a brave man. He's a warrior. He took the fight. He accepted the fight. He didn't bullshit. He didn't price himself out. He didn't make no ridiculous demands. Didn't claim that Triple G has to prove himself. Didn't say that he needs 2 or 3 tune-up fights and Triple G has to follow all these stupid demands. It has to come down to a catch weight. No, he just got in the ring and fought. Okay, there was no bullshit. He didn't ask for the fight in his hometown and ask for fucking 80% of the split. No, he just took the fight. Okay, he took what was offered to him and he went with the fight and he took it. Right, like a man, like a warrior, because he genuinely believed in his own ability. You know, it's a shame we don't have more fighters like David Lemieux in the middleweight division. Um, I'm sure I'm gonna get a bunch of comments, talking about Erislandy Lara and fucking Andre Ward. Listen, when Erislandy Lara and Andre Ward are competing at middleweight, when they are Golovkin's challengers at middleweight, let me know. Until then, I don't want to hear it. Okay? Any comments about Erislandy Lara and Andre Ward, I'm not even gonna reply. Okay? Fuck those guys. Andre Ward has unfinished business at light heavyweight. He's fighting Alexander Brand next. Let him deal with that, and then he's contracted to fight Kovalev. Okay, so the Golovkin fight, if it is gonna happen, it's a long way away. All right, so I'm not interested in Andre Ward. As far as Erislandy Lara, I don't know what his game is. You know, he's got unfinished business at 154. He's shown no interest in moving up. So I'm not interested in putting Erislandy Lara's name with Gennady Golovkin. Okay, I want these middleweights to grow a pair. You know, these guys at 160. Billy Joe Saunders, Danny Jacobs, Eubank Jr. You guys need to grow a fucking spine. Stop waiting for this man to get old. Okay, stop fucking about. Stop waiting for him to get old. Fight him now while he's in his prime and prove yourselves. Okay, allow this man, Triple G, to prove his greatness. Okay, allow him to prove himself. All right, if these guys were not ducking him from the beginning, we would have had an undisputed champion, Hall of Fame fighter a long time ago. If Sebastian Sylvester, Felix Sturm, Andy Lee, Peter Quillin, Chavez, uh, Sergio Martinez, if all of those guys, when they had titles, had agreed to fight Triple G when he was on his way up, he would have been a unified, undisputed champion a long time ago. But it took him to scare all of these guys and make them give up their belts. It took that for him to become a champion. Like I said, the only champion that has actually agreed to defend their title against Triple G was David Lemieux. You know, the rest of them all shat themselves and gave up their belts. And this man, he's taking belts off of these guys like taking candy from a baby. It's like a school bully walking around the school taking people's lunch money. You know that's what it's like with Triple G. This guy is scaring the shit out of these middleweights, and he's just going around taking step aside money, taking belts. You know, the guy's a boogeyman. He is these guys. Oh, this guy Triple G. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a man that is this feared in his division before in the history of boxing. At least not in my lifetime, anyway. I've never seen anything like this. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, Eubank Jr. coward. Just retire. You know, you're a disgrace to boxing. All that showboating shit you do against fucking the Tom Duran level fighters. You know, please get in the ring with Triple G and try that shit. Please. Alright, drop your hands right in front of Triple G and shake your head and do a little funny gay dance like your dad used to. Please do that in front of Triple G. Please. Just get in the ring and do it, please. Billy Joe Saunders, keep talking about how you're a gypsy and people don't like you because you're a gypsy and, people are being racist against you. Triple G, you're not a minority, okay? You're a white man. You're a white man living in the UK, okay? Stop race baiting, okay? You fucking jippo, alright? Stop race baiting, okay? Am I racist? Yeah, whatever. Um, but yeah, fuck that shit, right? Stop playing the victim. Stop going around following police officers with a camera, talking about how you're a victim. Right? Stop talking about how everybody but you's a coward and you want to prove your greatness, but you want to get paid well to do it and you want everything in your backyard and you want all these demands. I can't stand Billy Joe Saunders, man. The guy's an absolute fucking leech. He's a snake. That's what he is, a slimy, slippery snake. And he's a ducker and a coward and a race baiter. And I'm really beginning to despise these middleweights. Danny Jacobs, you want to fight Gennady Golovkin, don't you? You're so desperate to fight him, but you need a year and a half to prepare. You're so desperate to fight Gennady Golovkin, but you need a year and a half before. You need a couple of tune-up fights, and you need to let the fight marinate. Yeah, you're a fucking coward. Right? Gennady Golovkin has the power to knock you into next week, just like Pirog did, and you're too damn scared to get in the ring with him. As far as Canelo Alvarez goes, he's gone back down to the 154-pound division to fight Liam Smith. Not a bad fight, and I like the fight. It's a good fight in my opinion, but we all know he shat himself from Triple G we all know Canelo didn't want that work because he knows that he would have got the same treatment that David Lemieux got. He would have been on the end of that jab, getting his little ginger head beaten in. So he decided to move down in weight to fight the guys that don't hit as hard. So yeah, bunch of cowards, every one of you. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. I'm out.